Hey everyone, we're in Colombo and we are on a road trip around Sri Lanka with a mission to show you why this country is our favorite in the whole world.
Sri Lanka's tourism industry has had a rough couple years and we want to do our small part to show the world why we think this is an incredible travel destination.
In this video, we are going to be exploring the capital city, Colombo, as well as finalizing the last few things that we need before we officially start this road trip tomorrow.
So the city of Colombo is a beautiful city. It's got 2 million people in it. It doesn't feel like that. It actually feels more of like a nice relaxed town but with big buildings.
Yeah, so far it just feels really like quite quiet, to be honest.
So we are at Gangaramaya Temple, which is like a beautiful temple in the middle of this greenish looking lake and also in the middle of Colombo. So Sri Lanka's population is broken up by like, was it 70 or 80% Buddhist? 70,
yeah.
70%
I think there's four
Buddhist.
major religions here. 70% Buddhist, 10%, 10-ish% Hindu, 10-ish% Muslim, and like 5% Christian. But I think predominantly Buddhism.
I'm not sure if that adds up to 100%.
It doesn't quite, so there's a few other ones in there to make up the last 2%.
But this is a very beautiful looking temple. Also, it's really nice that it's covered, but like not like blocked off, because there's a nice breeze going through this temple, so you can really admire like the golden Buddha statues in this temple and just like look around, but not getting too hot, because it's a smoking hot day here in Colombo.
This is key for Nico's health and well-being.
But this is really cool. Look how many Buddha statues there are. And they like line the perimeter of this temple. In case there is any doubt what kind of temple you just walked into, these Buddha statues should be able to tell you. And I also noticed that they all have very different like hand signs, because I know there's like different poses that the Buddha can have. Actually, it looks like they cycle through the same four.
Behind you, Han, there's also more Buddhas over there.
I actually think this is a really cool part of the city. It feels like the city has really made space for this Buddhist temple. I feel like in other places that we visited, you kind of have just like one little temple or church or like mosque in the middle of like a giant city, and it seems almost kind of out of place. But here, this entire area is dedicated to like the peacefulness and tranquility of this temple, and then the rest of the city is just kind of happening around it. So I think it's a kind of almost like a nice little escape from the city, from the busyness.
Oh, that's his head. I thought this was his head. I thought he was backwards. Look at this guy. Just baking in the sun. What are they called again? Do you know?
I think he's like a monitor.
A monitor lizard. Yes, yes, a monitor lizard. God, they're big. Do you hurt people? Like, am I supposed to give him a wide berth, or is it fine that I hang out next to him?
I love how this guy's just chilling here in the middle of the city. Nobody seems to mind. He's just enjoying the lake.
He seems pretty pleased to be here.
I don't think we're gonna get any closer, but he looks pretty cool.
Alright, if you missed our last video, you may have not met our new ride. This is Bumblebee. You can't really tell, but she's yellow. Hence the name. Yeah, she is what's going to be bringing us around Sri Lanka for the next month. Here's a little better view.
110 cc's of pure power.
Pure 110 cc's for the two of us and all of our stuff.
It seems kind of weird to be like starting a road trip in a big city, but we felt like we can't miss Colombo. So it's not like the epic driving road trip yet. That's starting up very soon. But
tomorrow for us, next week for you.
but right now it's just like nice to have our own ride through the city. We don't have to get taxis or Ubers or tuk-tuks or anything like that. That's really nice.
It's honestly amazing. Alright guys, our next stop is something that I'm hoping is going to make your experience of this road trip awesome. We bought you guys an Insta360.
If you ever told me I'd ever be in Colombo, Sri Lanka buying an Insta360, I wouldn't believe you.
No, but because we're going to be on the bike so much during our road trip around Sri Lanka, we really wanted some awesome footage. We wanted to get some cool clips and show you guys this country, this beautiful country, really well. So we needed a new camera.
We're hoping this will work. We've never used it before. We're not really moto vloggers, so this will be our first time.
Bear with us as we get over a little bit of a learning curve, but I think it's going to go well. We just need to put a few hours into learning.
Wow, we just got to the Lotus Tower. So this is the tallest freestanding tower or building?
I think structure
In South Asia. It's gigantic. It's hard to take it all in.
Really big.
And really like colorful.
It really looks like a flower because it's like a green stem and a purple top.
It reminds me of like the Lotus Temple that we went to in India, but now this is the Lotus
Tower.
Tower.
Every time we've talked about it, though, we keep actually calling it the Lotus Temple, but it's not. It's the Lotus Tower.
Maybe this before the lotus blooms is what you get.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's very neat. You can actually go up it. We're not going up it. I think it's about 20 USD per person to go up.
Yeah.
But you can go up and apparently get really nice views of the city. So something to do if you've got longer in Colombo than we do. Sri Lankans are the best. Those guys are so stoked to be in the video.
Such nice locals.
Such nice people here, man.
I don't know how we're gonna get out. So the area that we just got to is supposed to be the Pettah Floating Market, but unfortunately, I guess today is the one day of the week, on Sunday, where they're closed. So no real shops on floating boats or anything like that, but there are a few shops here that are open, and also like some food places if you want to get some food or drinks. And there's also some very funky music going on over there.
Wow, look how big those birds are. Look at them. This thing's huge. Ooh. The people here, honestly, like just so nice. Like I was just standing trying to take a video of Nico going up the ramp, getting the scooter up, and then someone comes over, she asks where I'm from, I say Canada, and she proceeds to tell me that her husband went to Canada 35 years ago and still hasn't come back. Your husband?
Not from Sri Lanka.
Really? Where in Canada?
My daughter inside pregnant.
And now he's very rich, and she is not. But she was like, it is okay, like my daughter is pregnant and I get to be here with her. And we chatted a little bit, and when I left, when I told her I had to go because Mika was waiting for me, she's like, just welcome to Sri Lanka, welcome, I'm so glad you're here. And I'm like, it's just so nice, like, just strangers in the middle of everywhere, they see us, and they just like come and say hello, and it's like no questions asked, they're not like up to something, they literally just want to come, say hi to you, see where you're from, have a small conversation, and like, go about all our days. It's just, man, it's refreshing.
So we have unexpectedly found ourselves in like one of Colombo's biggest malls.
We think, we assume, it's amazing.
It's really nice. We're still looking for a little bit more camera gear.
Yeah.
And stumbled upon this. It's like very, very fancy. It's clean and beautiful.
Nice. Like, we're just blown away. We're like, come up the escalators, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
Where we stumbled into.
It's gorgeous. They have so many brands that we recognize.
And a lot of brands that we don't recognize because I think it's way above our pay grade.
Look, it says Spa Ceylon down there. So if you aren't familiar, Ceylon is one of Sri Lanka's like previous names. So if you see Ceylon anywhere, that means Sri Lanka. And someplace you'll probably find it in your home country is Ceylon tea, which is actually tea from Sri Lanka.
It looks like Nicole's got some fans and they want to take a photo with her. It's like the whole family. Still feeling like a celebrity?
Still feel like a celebrity. What's funny is, though, if you missed our last video, we were in Sri Lanka for 4 months last year, and not once was I ever asked to have a photo taken of me. But now in Colombo, I'm being asked to have my photo taken again. But it's mostly by really sweet young girls, so I don't mind it at all.
You know, in our vlogs like that Nicole and I make, we really try and focus on showing like all parts of a culture, not just like the parts that you expect to see online when you Google it. We like to show like what is actually happening today. So when we looked at Colombo vlogs online, they were all very kind of typical, this market or that statue or whatever, but it's nice to show like a nice modern mall in Colombo to show that like, hey, like there's also this part of life that I don't think really gets enough attention.
I think it's perhaps a part of Colombo that just like gets missed, but like this place is gorgeous.
Yeah, and there's live music somewhere, which is like really drawing us in. Singing of the local Sri Lankan man a little too much, so we're gonna get out of here. Let's go. Let's go. we have made our way to Galle Face Green or Galle Face Sea. This is like a nice beach area on the west coast here in Colombo. It is also the local hangout spot on a weekend. There's lots of people here. Very, very busy, lively. We got some nice
Coffee with cardamom.
coffee with cardamom. I'm spilling it all over myself. It's actually really, really nice. It's ice cold too.
It's very refreshing. And I know it's the evening and we probably shouldn't have coffee, but we always drink coffee.
And Nicole has
I got my cake.
her caramel cake.
Okay, so while we drink our coffee, I want to share with you guys my first impressions of Colombo because we've been to Sri Lanka before, if you caught our last video, but we never actually got to come and see Colombo. And I think what is like super striking for me is truly, and I think we've mentioned a few times in the video already, but just truly how friendly and open and warm and welcoming people are here. I just feel like people are so excited to see foreigners here, and they're like want to see, they want to talk to you, see where you're from, ask how you feel about their country so far. Particularly as a female traveler, I feel like just really comfortable here. Like, I get some people definitely like looking at me, but it's just like looking at me in like a, oh, there's a foreigner here way, not in a creepy way. And what I'm loving is that people still look at me because I stick out, but they always smile. So instead of just like staring at me and kind of creeping me out because they're just looking at me.
They acknowledge you.
Yeah, I actually feel like I'm a human being because they're like, they look at me and then they smile or they wave or they say hello or something. So it's just, honestly, it's so nice. I think as a female traveler specifically, it is really nice to be like acknowledged when people are like interested in you. It's just comforting. Well, it has been a great day in Colombo. It was a short visit, but I'm glad that we finally got to see this city.
We're glad we soaked in the city, but now we're ready for some more relaxed beach vibes. And starting in the next video, we'll be kicking off the road trip officially around Sri Lanka.
We cannot wait. So make sure you hit subscribe and come and join us on this awesome adventure.
Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Looks like Nicole's not the only one famous.
Sometimes